Hello again, YouTube. This is episode 5 of Nerd World, my Minecraft survival world in vanilla Minecraft. Last episode, we, of course, made those 4 farms, the Iron Golem farm, the Creeper farm, and the Sugarcane farm, and those have been going great. I also decided to just make a real quick red wool farm for this next project. And that's doing really well too. We've got a full shulker box of red wool. And what we're going to use that for, I'm gonna grab some iron real quick. What we're going to use the red wool for is we're going to plot out what we want to do with our village before we start actually building it. I've gone into a creative world and I've kind of played around with what I want to do with the village, how I want it to look. But right now we're just going to kind of plot out the general shape of it using red wool. And in order to do that more efficiently, we're going to grab some of this iron here. As you can see, we have plenty of it. And we are going to, and shears will allow us to break wool blocks more easily when we need to. But what we're going to do is we're going to figure out a shape of the village to go across the mountain range. And use that as our base for planning what we want to do next. But like I said, I've played around in a creative world to see what kind of design and block palette I want to use. So you guys will get to see that this episode as we continue on with this project. This is where things are going to get really fun, really creative. Now that we've got all those farms built up, now we can get into the really fun stuff. So we're going to take out this red wool. Let's start with 3 stacks should be fine. And we're going to make a pair of shears, and we're going to put the red wool in our hand. So we should be able to place it down and use it pretty easily. So I'm thinking I want to have a multi-tiered village. So let's say that we start at the lowest level here, and we have like a couple of houses going up this hill. And then I'll create a sort of stairwell and have a few more houses here. This tunnel will be a gate, so maybe I'll have a house like over the gate, or a gatehouse even, or maybe a guardhouse. Maybe along here I'll have some shop-looking things like a blacksmith and maybe a butcher and whatnot. You know, kind of make that. And then the rest of this, we'll eventually get rid of this carrot farm here and make this kind of like the village square, and we'll add more like vendor stalls up along here. And as we extend out this direction, eventually, I know I said in the first episode I didn't want to do a whole lot of terraforming, but I do want to terraform a bit of a river going through this mountain. And I think I'll also end up building a wall from here to here. So we'll have a nice reason for this bridge to be here. So we'll have a river snaking this way. And now that I have a beacon, that'll go real fast. We'll be insta-mining a lot of these blocks. We'll have a river snaking through here underneath this bridge. And we'll have an offshoot of it. Maybe one that looks like it was deliberately dug out by the villagers. Going off in this direction. So it creates kind of like an aqueduct sort of vibe. Like it's going through this tunnel, and it's a small waterway on either side pushing out this tunnel, and we'll figure out something to do with it on the other end, but that's probably a project for another day. Today though, we are going to work on this village after we sleep, and I'll probably grab my bed here too and set it up over there, since we'll be spending a lot of time over there right now. And then also this episode, I will be adding another tier to our nice bonsai tree here. And I think I'll start by getting rid of this carrot farm. I'll harvest these carrots, and we will probably get rid of this water too, and start with a nice flat plain here. I think eventually I'll start, I haven't used it before, but I know a lot of other Minecrafters do. But I think eventually I'll start using the replay mod so I can do some fun time lapses. Alright, so that's all done. These are going to start turning back into dirt blocks and then into grass blocks. But right now, we can start on our scaffolding, or on our just our village home project. This I want to be kind of a town square, and I think we'll have, let's say, a stairwell here. I think I want it 4 wide. So we'll get rid of this, and we'll just use these to mark that. I chose red because red is my favorite color, and I didn't want to deal with making a bunch of other sheep farms. So there will be a couple of paths for people to get up and down the town square. Maybe we'll put some fencing or some sort of wall structure here. I think what I'll do is I'm going to pull up a Minecraft circle generator, and I'm going to create some circular platform type things to do our first bit of planning. So think like a circular type of balcony that we'll be able to put here. I am so excited for this. We've got a basic layout here using red wool. These circular shapes here that you see, there's a few of them. These are going to be the bottoms of houses, and we've got a little bit of pathway going up here. There will be some sort of stair structure here. I'll have a little bit of a kind of a balcony style pathway between the houses. And then over here, right here is going to be the entrance to the blacksmith, and that'll be the blacksmith residence. Obviously, he is a very good blacksmith, so he's going to have a nice big house, a nice big shop. It's going to kind of lead over here right next to the town hall. And I'm thinking I'll do like kind of a bridge pathway over the town hall, maybe, or something like that. That'll lead over to like a guard tower / armory. That'll be on one side of this larger wall. That'll be going over here. And there'll be a nice fancy gate on this path over here. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to be, now that I have like a basic layout, I'm going to be replacing this wool with some wood. And as you can see right here, I'm going to lay this down. I have quite a few different woods. These are full shulker boxes of 3 different woods. And I'm going to be using that, mostly planks, to start to create a sort of walkway and kind of basic structure, replacing the wool with it. I haven't quite decided yet, because like I had a color palette that I liked that I tried out in creative, and I kind of asked some of my followers about it, and I had a shape that I liked and like a style that I liked, and I decided that I'm going to try to combine the two. One of them was very Hobbit hole-ish, and it had a more diverse palette, and then one of them was just mostly all dark oak, and it was very square, but I liked how the houses met together in that design. So I'm going to see if I can combine the two here in my survival world and see how that looks. Again, I'm very excited. I think it's going to look great. And yeah, we're making a lot of progress now and have a lot of fun with this episode, I think. So I might have gone a little overboard. As you can see, I've started creating some sort of stone cliff walls for the village to be attached to. And I kind of like that more. I'm not sure how far up I'm going to go with it as far as like this dirt section here. These platforms here are going to be where some houses are situated. I will probably add more. Then we've got like a little pathway here that goes up into this area. We'll have a house here maybe, or maybe this will be like a kind of a meeting area since it's kind of a pathway. But we'll definitely have a house down here going into the mountain. We'll have a house up here, and I'll eventually have a pathway leading down here. And this will lead down to the blacksmith shop, which I'll make eventually, and that'll be the blacksmith's quarters. But I'm pretty happy with it so far. I've got a lot more work to do, and I'll eventually be adding some details to the walls, maybe some plants, vines, different types of gray palette stone type blocks. Maybe I'll even get a gray wool farm, some different colors of wool, and try out some concrete stuff for the first time, as well as maybe adding some custom trees and just different, trying to add different types of life to the village. But yeah, I'm really happy with it so far, and I'm just gonna keep working on it. I really like this kind of stalactite formation that we have going up, that they kind of use as a supporting structure for that platform up there. I think that's a nice touch. What I will say is that I definitely want to add maybe some andesite and some other types of stone to kind of break up some of this texture here, because like when you look at it straight on, yeah, it's not super three-dimensional like I want it to be, unless you look to the side here. But even then, if you look at it from here, then you still lose some of that three-dimensional stuff. So I want to create some more differentiation, but I think that's all the work I'm going to do for now on the landscaping, and I'm going to get to work on the actual villager houses. So I am very pleased with how this is turning out right now. As you can see, we've started adding in the houses and a little bit of detail with some bits of andesite. Smooth stone, smooth andesite, and yeah, I'm liking how it's looking. We've got some leaf action going on here. Different pathways. This place is going to be like a maze, kind of. So let's say we start over here. Nice little balcony area. Here's one house. Haven't done the interior of any of them yet, but there's the window style I'm going with. Then we come down here, back to the ground level. Here's a couple more houses. We come up here. There's a big one right there. Nice double door action. And then this house will probably lead to this window. And we've got a pathway up here. There's another little house tucked away. Down here we have a couple of houses. I like this nice multi-level feel to it. We come down here. Here's a couple of nice houses. Here's a little corner house, double-doored corner house right here. And we can, of course, come down here. There's the blacksmith shop. Another corner house right here. And then go back up here. Let me see if I can not get lost. Here's a house. Another stairwell above that house. Imagine having people like walking on top of your roof all the time. And then we've got a nice double-doored house right here that I'm going to have lead back to kind of a nice courtyard balcony area. But I'm really happy with how it's going so far. I think it's lit nice. I'll of course have to add some additional lighting and spawn proofing as we go. But we've got kind of a basic layout here. I will probably be adding more houses as we go. And of course I still have yet to figure out the blacksmithing area. But I like the way it looks, especially from afar, like as we're flying in. Doesn't that just look super nice? We've got a few landing pads here. But yeah. And the villagers probably will inevitably kill themselves walking around this place. Hello. But, you know, acceptable losses. We'll keep our original breeding pair nice and safe just in case we need to breed up more of them. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. We're getting to the point where I might need to rethink the episode structure, because I was thinking about it today, and we're making a lot of progress, but I'm not like filming or recording the minute details of trying to figure all this out. This wasn't even the first or second version of what I was going for, and I didn't really want to record all my troubleshooting. But this is going to lead to shorter episodes, And maybe the previous ones were a little tedious, but I'm wondering if maybe I should just do a couple of shorter episodes per week, or maybe just one progress episode per week, and let it be that. A lot of the other Minecrafters that I follow, Minecraft is their full-time job. This is not my full-time job. I don't have that much time to dedicate to it. I'm also in school. I'm running another side business. I do deliveries and all that, and I have my son that I like to spend time with off of the computer. So, well, we'll see how it shakes out. I'm still trying to gain a following and all that. If you're watching this years into the future and I've blown up or not, then, it's part of the struggle. It happens. Everyone goes through it. But I am very happy with how this village is turning out, and I'm liking the work that I'm doing right now. I think it's a lot of fun. I think next I'm going to switch gears and start working on the blacksmith area, see what I can do with that. It's probably going to be mostly stone, as you do. I might go to the nether and get some black stone and kind of do a couple of bottom layers of black stone and smooth black stone, like it's been charred over the years, or there's just been a lot of work done and a lot of soot piling up. And maybe I'll get some coal blocks, some darker blocks, some different types of stone, and see how it looks. All right, everyone, we are nearly done with our blacksmith shop. At this point, I'm going to make a couple of anvils to give it a kind of a finishing touch. We've got blacksmith tables, we've got furnaces, glass furnaces, grindstones, and stone cutters in there. Anvil will be the last part, I believe. And we've also got some just regular crafting tables in there as well. But I'm liking how it's looking so far. Check it out. A lot of black stone. A little bit of detailing on the floor. What do you think? If we go up here, we'll see kind of a balcony area, and then this way will be a stairwell up to the residential area that I haven't built yet. So we've got 2 anvils here. I think we can put one here. And one right here. There we go. So we've got a little area to heat the metal. We've got some blacksmith tables, some furnaces and blast furnaces, chests for supplies, grindstone, stone cutters, and just raw materials, iron and coal here. But I'm liking how this is turning out. Up above here, we have the residential area, or like a little balcony that will eventually lead into like the blacksmith's house, which I haven't built yet. And I think I would like to have kind of a enclosed forge area right here. I'll probably get rid of this and do some sort of enclosed forge area here, maybe with lava or something. I'll probably look up a few designs, try to get some ideas. But I like how it's turning out. I think we've got a good thing going here. And I think for the last part of this episode, we will go do some work on our tree. We'll bring some spruce blocks. And what I would like to do is I would like to get another layer onto our tree. Currently, it is Memorial Day weekend. I'm not really doing much. I've just been playing some D&D, working on homework and stuff like that. How are you guys doing? At this recording, it is Memorial Day. I posted episode 4 yesterday. I haven't announced this yet or anything, but the D&D game that I recently joined, it's going to be a podcast apparently. The DM used to run a D&D podcast, and I guess a lot of her fans are wanting it to come back, and I'm going to be a part of that, so that'll be pretty fun. I'm excited. I decided to do a different character than the cleric I had spoken about before, or I don't even remember if I spoke about it. But I decided to make a child rogue. His name is Rondau, He's going to be more roleplay focused than combat focused. This is 5th edition, and he is an arcane trickster archetype. And he also took the magical initiate feat. He's a human, and we're starting at level 3, so he'll be a pretty decent caster. A lot of cantrips and stuff like that. He's focusing more on gaining material wealth and stuff like that through subterfuge and business acumen and political intrigue. His backstory is that he was raised in a brothel as sort of like a custodian, and like just a regular errand boy for the brothel. And as a part of this quest that the party just got invited on, that he inserted himself into, he is getting a trade route set up for the madame of the brothel in her name in order to get supplies so he can go on this quest, because he's always wanted to go adventuring and make a name for himself. He has quite a few delusions of grandeur. One of the regular patrons actually trained him in the roguish arts, and that's a big part of his backstory as well. But he was very much influenced by kind of a roguish, kind of suave type character named Anaphiel. I've actually started reading the Kashiel's Dart series, and I decided to name him after one of the characters there, one of the mentor figures for the main character. So I think it'll be very fitting for his character to have the goal of maybe becoming a wealthy merchant one day, or a king of some sort. But I am very excited for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I like that shape right there. We'll add a bunch of leaves. I should make some shears. And we'll go tear down some oak trees. I think there's an oak forest somewhere around here. I might have even planted one. Looks like I missed an oak log. Or maybe I haven't had this area loaded enough. There it is. These will probably start decaying now. But yeah, very excited for D&D. We had a fun first, kind of a session 0, where we got to introduce ourselves and our characters. My character is a little brat, kind of not necessarily getting anyone into trouble, but he's a bit of a prankster, and I am excited to role play him. Like I said, it's been quite a while since I've done D&D, but this should be a pretty fun campaign, I think. And do you have any suggestions for the blacksmith? I've never built a blacksmith in Minecraft before, so I'm kind of at a loss for ideas. And like I said, I'm going to check out a few different builds and see what they're about, try to get some ideas, but I'd also really love your guys' input. And when I have more information about the podcast, I'll get you guys that information as well. Should be a lot of fun. It's definitely not going to be child friendly. We're all adults playing, and you know, there's going to be mature thematic elements within the campaign itself, from what I understand. Scaffolding is like one of the best things that has been put in Minecraft in a long time, in my opinion. It's so convenient, especially for people that like to build but aren't doing creative mode. We'll fly over and see how it looks. Oh yeah, love that. There's a little spot right here. There we go. That looks so good. What do you think? How are you guys liking the world so far? We're getting a good amount of development now. We've got the village. We got a lot of the village done. I'm not going to work on the interior yet. I think I'd like to work on another project first. Maybe the wall here, or maybe even the the road and the river, stuff like that. Just to kind of vary it up a bit and take a little bit of a break from the village itself. So we're not just doing only village stuff. You've been watching Nerd Pandemic on his Nerd World in Minecraft Vanilla Survival. Thanks for joining me. If you liked it, go ahead and like and subscribe. Comment down below to give me your feedback. I would definitely like to improve. And give me your ideas for what kind of projects you would like to see on this world. I think we're having a lot of fun. I think we're making some really good progress at this point. So, yeah, thanks for joining me.